Cool. Actually, let me just change the sound to use my mic. 1 second. Test. Test. Okay. We're gonna see. Okay, well, hopefully it's using my mic. Hopefully the sound's not too bad. Maybe I'll just do a quick test. Should have done this before, but sorry. I guess. What would this video be called? Oh, yeah. Hmm. 2 minutes in, and I'm still setting up. Not a great start, but whatever. What do I call this? Trying out Go Templ or something. Oh, there we go. I'm just going to quickly listen to the sound. I'm going to switch off my mic. Seems a little loud. I'm going to make it just a tad softer. Try again. Okay, whatever. Let's just go. So, context. Yeah, I'm quite a big fan of Go. Who isn't, right? And yeah, you build this amazing backend. Things just flow. And then you jump into the front end, which is supposed to be the exciting part. And I think for a lot of people it probably is, but I just get annoyed by the amount of, one stupid thing, the amount of files needed. Like, it's absurd. And then like tsconfig, svelte config, ES config, pretty, or whatever. It's just so many things. Not what I'm used to in Go, where sometimes I literally have one main file and one test file, and that's it. Like, it's the simplest setup. But to be honest, it's more the I mean, NodeJS in itself is not well, if you use Bun, maybe that's different, but it's not, like you built this super efficient backend, performant backend with Go, but then whether you're running it on the same server and proxying to another localhost port, I'm talking about like server-side rendering your HTML now with whether it's Next or SvelteKit or Nuxt. Point is that HTML rendering is running with Node.js or Bun. That's generating that, and then obviously to server-side render dynamic pages with data based on some database, then cool, you're obviously making hits to your Golang backends. But it just felt like, rendering in HTML, I already have this efficient backend, very small binary, very small Docker image that I can deploy to Cloud Run, which I use for compute. But then Node.js kind of just messes it all up. So it's both from a performance standpoint, like complexity standpoint in terms of not infrastructure, but like everything you need to set up to just render some HTML on the server. I know you can do like pure Go and just like serve it and then just do client-side rendering, so like a pure SPA app, but that's not an option for me with some SEO goals. I know the crawlers and stuff are getting used to running JavaScript, but there's quite a latency in that, like a few months, because something that, like, I think from what I read, and I could be wrong here, but the crawler would the first attempt just did like, okay, this is the HTML, let me index that, and then after a few months, it might try and run the JavaScript in that. So it's still better if you can server-side render. And it's potentially also more performant, the multi-page app setup of like just sending the HTML someone needs for the page they're on, instead of sending them the whole, let's say, app and then rendering it. We've gotten far with stuff like Remix. I would like, between everything that's out there in terms of JavaScript frameworks, I definitely think SvelteKit is your best go, and that's what I've been using up to now. And like, it was definitely an improvement from React and Vue, but still not there. Or, I mean, if it's what there is, then cool, I'll deal with it. But I'm hoping to find something even better. So that's what this is. Let's try Go Templ. So if you've used some of Go's other templating standard packages like HTML template and text template, it's not too far off. You write these .temple files, it seems. So I did look at the docs a bit yesterday, just so I'm not completely unfamiliar today, but in terms of trying it out the first time, this will be it. But yeah, you write these temple files, and then with the temple generate command, there we go, sorry. With the temple generate command, that then literally just puts down a Go file next to your temple file. So then you're just writing normal Go code. With these like HTML temples. So let's just get into it. What I want to try and do is build very basic experimental little website with maybe, what will we do? I don't know. Well, maybe we'll link it up to the actual thing I'm building, which is like, it's not a Shopify competitor, definitely not, or not yet. It's just a coffee selling website for a family member. And that's going to be the plan. I want to just try out something basic without going into my actual proper backend. with some just dummy data, and then, okay, take the lessons there, and let's then jump into a real project and see how far we get. So, but I'm going to use the same example. There's a list of products that you want to see on a page, and you potentially want to just click some add to cart button or increase counter, something on a product, and then that should build up your cart, and then you want to redirect to the cart, all right? Or go to the cart. For this like first, just trying it out, I'm not going to worry about auth, obviously, or validation, or really anything pretty. Basic Tailwind styling. Yeah, but let's just get a feel for this. So I've already made this. Sorry. Yeah, I've already made this test folder. So let's do mod init, Go Templ. Okay. So starting a normal Go project. Sorry, my nose is itchy. And then we just do a new server.go, package main, and that's just getting this all set up. Okay. And then if we look at the Templ docs, let's use their examples. So I'm going to make a new hello.templ file. Well, let's try and stick with the example. So whatever, shop.templ. So like a shopping page with all the products, and you click what you want to add. Okay. So it's supposed to be like normal Go. So if you're like in the main folder, it's package main. If you're in an internal folder, it's package, whatever that internal package is. And then it's your just the Templ stuff. So it's got nice syntax, it seems, as well, which is cool. Okay, this Templ must just for now just say hello. Okay. Looks good. I do know. Yes, you must just add this, okay, to the project. Yeah, maybe quick just set up what I have. Obviously, I've Go installed 124. Then I've already installed you can look here at my Go bin. I've installed the Templ binary with just the go install command. I have it here in the setup section. And then I also installed TailwindCSS, specifically 3.4, not the new version 4. It gave me issues, and it's not, if you care about browser compatibility, which after having pain points with customers for some reason not upgrading their browsers, I'm not going to use tools that like only allow browsers after 2023, which I think is what Tailwind version 4 does. So yeah, I'm still on Tailwind 3.4. I mean, there's no feature I need from version 4. Also, like the Tailwind config and stuff also changed a little bit. So it's like, if you're familiar with the old stuff, it's also a reason. But for me, that wasn't the reason. I don't mind learning the new config. I would want to go to version 4, but not for the sacrifice of compatibility. Okay, so I've got Templ installed, TailwindCSS installed. What else? Go, obviously. Oh yes, there's this Templ library, Templ VS Code. So install that. Plugin, VS Code plugin. Then, I mean, that's it. Okay. So cool, shop.templ, and let's just tidy this up. So I think I also now you just do with the Templ CL, Templ generate. Templ not found in Go mod. I did run that, man. Did the Go mod tidy maybe clear it? Oops, no. Okay, no, there we go. So Templ generate. My fingers are still waking up, it seems. Cool, and you can see now it's just like a Templ feature, but actually this file's just put down literally right next to. I'll just do. You can see we've got the Templ, and then just the Go file, and in that some safety things that I know they add, like escape characters, etc. But mainly it's just about writing whatever write buffer we give, writing the HTML. So if I do, let's use their exact example just for now. So I get the Templ component, shop view. Let's see what is available. Oh, template name, that was a bad name. Let's call this shop. Oh, I need to generate. I'm going to add I know there's like it auto generates for you, but I wanted to start very raw from scratch, so you know every single thing while I'm doing what. Okay, so we've generated it, so now there should be a shop. Nice. And then it's just shop. Oh, nice. They've got a nice HTTP one. Let's actually use this. This is much better. Yeah, this is perfectly fine. Okay, so on the shop path, thank you very much. I want to handle the shop view. This Templ handler seems like it does the whole. So otherwise we would need to do shop view dot render, and we give it the writer, which obviously is that HTTP response writer. So you could go that way as well. I'll stick with the shorthand for now. I'll probably go the other way in the proper project because I'm already handling HTML request response. Yeah, manually. Cool. Now let's just run this. Go run. Okay, so that's running. Let's go localhost 3000. Obviously nothing there, but if I go to shop, oops, voila. Okay, so before I actually add any more functionality, let's set up the styling as well, i.e. the Tailwind, the Tailwind config. So I'm just going to, in a new terminal here, do TailwindCSS init, I think. Cool, now we've got a config over here. And the only thing I would need to add, I think they do give us something in the docs. Let's just search Tailwind. Oh yeah, okay, I've already done this in my VS Code. So let the Tailwind CSS linting include Templ files. So, oops, that's what I wanted to do. Tailwind CSS, where are you? Oh, there we go. So then the other part is just the Tailwind config. I think they have an example. Okay, doesn't seem like it, but in essence, I think it's just about adding .go and .temp files. You know what? Let us look at source on Temple quick start repo, because it's not like I'm setting up Tailwind configs every day. Okay, there we go. Okay, he's obviously doing it in some internal folder. I'm just doing it all in the root. I'll start abstracting and moving stuff into proper folders later, or I won't, and actually just keep it all nice and simple. We'll see. Nice. So I think all I then need is obviously some input CSS referencing my Tailwind. So I wonder. Also, I like Material Design 3, so I'll probably want to import those CSS files as well. And with that in mind, I think what I'm going to do is do a new folder for CSS. Add, not sure if I need to add this to an internal folder, but we'll see. Internal.css, input.css. And then obviously there'll be an output CSS. And in this, I just want. Okay, cool. Now I can do it in a top level CSS because he's got it in a static. Nice. Cool. So now I think if I just run the Tailwind command. Oh, where's Tailwind? Okay. So obviously I don't need the npx portion because I've got the actual raw CLI installed. Okay. Shall we do the minifier? Okay, we'll see now. So all I need is this. I'm actually going to keep the watch command. So let's move forward. So because I want to get to like the running state of development, which is having Temple in a watch state, Tailwind in a watch state, and then you just go. So input CSS is my input, and then I'm going to do just output CSS in the same folder. Hello. I actually understand why. Because I'm in my main CSS, I'm going to import other CSS. So it's probably a good idea to I have all my static things together, or assets or whatever. Shall we call it assets or static? 1, 2, 3, static. I'm going to call this app.css. Yeah, familiar with the main.css. I guess it doesn't matter. You know what? I'm being stupid here. I'm going to stick with the CSS folder, call it output CSS as I originally planned, because my importing other CSS files won't affect the output. Like this is the part I think Tailwind's going to take. So this must just be CSS input CSS output. I'm going to remove the minify just for now. Okay. No utility classes. That is spot on. I'm not using Tailwind yet, but it's running. So let's see now if let's give this div a background or text. Text blue 500. Okay, there we go. Rebuilding. And we have our output CSS. Well, I think we already had it, but now there should be a text blue. Oh, beautiful. Added my class. So if you know what Tailwind is maybe, but you're not really familiar with what it does, really, really simple. It looks through your source files based on your Tailwind config, and there you say which files to consider. And then it generates an output CSS with only the classes needed. So it's like really very minimal. It's not like shipping all the classes it has. It's a really lightweight, minimal CSS bundle that then you should ship with. I'm actually curious how this changes if I do add the minify flag. They've actually done this. Okay, cool. So now it's optimized for production. I mean, I can see my text blue there, so I think I'll keep this then because I'm not really going to look at this file much. Neither that one, neither this one. So now, let's actually see if that changed anything. I probably need to, okay. It's actually way more I need to set up. I need a proper HTML page with the import of the output CSS in it. Again, I referenced this quick start yesterday, thanks to Philip England for this. Quite a nice reference point. So I just want to look at his main page. If I can find it. Oh man, where was this? There we go. Let's actually do the same, right? Let's make it. Oh, stop it. Let's make a base temple. And I'll maybe put it in there. Oh yes, there was another thought I had. I've been enjoying the single file Golang so much. And I just jump to my different things with Command Shift O, and then I just go to, so not like navigating between files the whole time. I'm going to do the exact same thing. If it doesn't work, I'll go back. But I have a feeling 99% of the time you don't need more files. Just stick with one, maybe two. Like things that you're rarely going to touch. Okay, fine, put that in a separate file. Okay, so this is going to be views. So I'll maybe have a views.temple and a components.temple. Views for if you're familiar with view or svelte, or so in svelte it would be the roots. In view it would be your views. And then my components.temple would be in svelte the equivalent of the lib folder, I think. And in view the equivalent of components folder. Yeah. So, but I'm going to go with one file, one single file. Okay, there's my base. I'll sort all of this out now. Go away, Copilot. Don't need this. All this. Just the base, thank you. And then, okay, this is interesting. I haven't considered routing yet. I'm not going to have a banner for now. There's obviously the top banner, the nav bar. Okay, yeah, I'll add it later. For now, I just want the style sheet. I'll put CSS Just another quick comment. I can't tell you how enjoyable it is setting this all up from scratch and not just, obviously I can use this guy's template, but actually adding files one by one from the raw project, you really become way more familiar with the tool. So he's already obviously using Htmx. I think I'll just keep that import there. I have a slight suspicion I'm going to need it sooner than I think. Okay. So let's see. So obviously got base, and then he just gives the relevant children. And I think, let's see how he does it. Okay, so, see again, it's not like middleware. I don't care. I want a basic template. Don't complicate this. Like, fine, maybe this is the production setup, but I've gotten irritated with like complex folder structures and a bunch of files you don't need. Like, give me the rawest, simplest version. Anyways, I have a suspicion I'm going to have to figure this out myself. Okay, so where does he do the routing? Does he only have one? Oh, okay, well, wait up. Okay, so on this route, he's rendering home. Okay, where's home? Let's find home. That'll be a good start. Where's home, buddy? There we go. Oh, okay. Okay, so in each one of your routes, you then reference. Yeah, so this is the way you import or reuse a piece of HTML you've already defined in another temple. I think these are temples or templates. And this sense, like normally it's just this with some optional input parameters, right? But then if you add like these curly braces afterwards, and whatever you put in is automatically the children that's being spread. So this is maybe one piece of magic. You don't need to do it this way. There's also, I saw this yesterday, and this is why, just read the docs. Don't, maybe watch one or two YouTube videos to get a sense of, is this something you want to explore? But then afterwards, just read the doc before you jump in, because it's actually just way quicker. There was something about, yes, components. I want to see components, view models. Is this maybe it? No, there was. Okay, here we go. I think this is the main section, syntax and usage. Okay. Elements. So this is what you can normally do, render. Just take that temple component and then render it on some IO writer, which normally is HTTP response writer, but if you want to test like he did here, just use os.standard out. I've got this strange desire to just check if my sound is okay again. Sorry, 1 second. Like the sound seems like it's a little loud, but you can just drop your volume, but it seems very like the explosive parts like or S or comes through quite strong. I mean, the obvious solution there is I've got a like circular thing. Maybe I'll do that. Or like actually what really works well is just a cloth. So 1 second, I'm gonna try and just add a cloth over my mic and see if that makes it a bit better. Cloth, elastics. I used to do this before I had the circular thing anyways. The circular thing is nice, but it's just gonna, I don't know, block my view a little bit, so I'll just switch the mic off quick. Okay, let's give this another test, see if the sound quality is a little bit better. I don't know. Doesn't seem to have made quite the difference, but so sorry. You're just gonna have to deal with not the greatest setup, I guess. But it's about the content, you know? Okay. So yes, about using components. Well, okay. There's this children's spread operator syntax. And then, is my screen big enough? I can make it a tad bigger. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Okay. So you can use the spread operator. So when you call base, you then add those squiggly brackets around it, like he did over here. So it's always at a component. Normally it's just this with a list of properties. And what's quite cool is one of those arguments could be a component. So you can say render this, but with this inside, or put this wherever. So yeah, just want to show you that. Okay, composition. Okay, there you go. You can see this is how you normally just like, okay, the HTML for left, the HTML for middle, the HTML for right, one after the other. Cool. And this is what you get. Quite straightforward. Then there's the children thing. So wrap children is no special function. It's just the function name he used for this example. He or she, I actually don't know. Yeah, and then if you then call the function like this, it will insert this as the children. I'm going to try both, just kind of see the syntax and the linting and stuff. The alternative is using children as, where's the alternative? Oh yes, components as parameters. So it's literally like a normal string or int parameter that you can pass to a component. And then you add contents. Oh, cool. Interesting, without the brackets then. So this is, okay, some components that is defined somewhere else. And this is for like a variable being passed in. Okay, so let's try both. Let's first try the children root. Okay, so what I need to do, oh yes, I've got my base over here, nice. And it has its children, cool. So then I guess my shop will be at base within its children. Okay. So at base, nice. Also seeing this like linting experience for the first time. So let's see what it's complaining about. Not enough arguments, super nice. I mean, this feels like Go. This literally feels like I'm writing Go. Okay, so title, demo, nice. And now shop reader cleared. It's interesting. Sorry, interesting linting there. Let's move this inside. Shop reader cleared. Maybe it's after I renamed this from shop to views. Could be, hey? Shall we just give this is there a temple restart? Oh, beautiful. There's a temple restart, but it didn't solve this issue. It's probably still referencing that file. You know what? I will just do a very quick reload window. I've experienced so much frustration with the complex setup of the JavaScript frameworks. I'm very happy with a few reloads and manual actions. Anyways, I'm still getting this. Okay, so the reload clearly wasn't necessary. I'm just being a bit of an idiot, it seems. Oh, okay. There's still the old shop.temple file. Because in the end, like you write the temple files not for themselves, it's about generating the Go code. So I need to delete this. Okay, there you go. Let's start. You know what? So this is what we used to do, right? Temple generate and then go run. Oh, and I think the temple generate would have anyways deleted the old thing. Curious. Let's see. So now it's there, underscore temple. Let's see if it deletes the old and adds the new. It does. You see. I should have just run temple generate again, obviously, because I've changed the code now. Okay, But you can see that like you're expecting this to change. We're used to the hot module reloading experience. So let's actually then quickly enable that. It's not too tricky from what I read. So there we go. So he's saying generate the Templ files, the Go files from the generate the Go files from the Templ files. This is the normal thing you would run, but now you're adding a watch parameter. So whenever the Templ files change, it's going to do this again automatically. So it sets up the watcher on the file. Then, okay. What is the proxy for again? Starts HTTP proxy, which proxies request to your app. For example, if your app runs port 8080, you would use, I'll probably make this also a bit bigger for you guys. You guys like this, anyone there? Proxy on installed from. Okay. So it adds a proxy which then notifies the browser that, hey, you need to reload, there's something new. So it actually intercepts our request. This proxy adds a little reload script. And then, so whenever there's a change, it can tell the browser, hey, do a quick reload. Yes, very cool. Very well explained. Okay. For this demo, I'm using localhost 3000. Cool. That's expected. So if I just go to shop, nice, there we go. And to see the hot module reloading in real time, look at this. Hello world, save it. Oh wow, I was expecting to see something happen here. Updates to. Oh, no, that was the previous. Okay, so it doesn't. Okay, it's not going to tell us updates here, but it seems to happen like instantly. Hello, Daniel. Wow, I mean that's it. That's all you want, right? Make a change and it's there immediately. Okay, I mean we're close to like the ideal setup here. And the fact that I've got this now in place, so it's going to import my style sheet, output CSS. Oh, this is in CSS. Okay, let's just open. I'll zoom in again. How far am I zooming in? Okay, there we go. Now we're at 110. I think I'll keep everything at 110%. Yeah. On the browser now on VS Code, this is fine. Okay, so this is an interesting error. Oh, I'm not serving. Yes. I still need to serve my CSS folder, right? If there's a request to /CSS. So, I mean, it's literally handling /CSS to then render those files, but being lazy. Just want to reference what he did. Again. Serve static files. Actually, I do care about that. HTTP serve file. Okay. So CSS files, CSS, so handle just needs a handler. And you can do handler and then, okay, cool. So I can just do HTTP handle. Or you can do handle func. Oh, nice. Handle func. So let's see if Copilot can complete this for me. Nice. So files on CSS, also from my CSS folder. As simple as that. Back in here. Oh, I'm seeing styling. Right? Because if you look at my, you're going to see, okay. If you look at the tempo file, padding 6, gap 4, now, and there's no class there, perfect. Now, okay, let's say I want to make this text, whatever, green, 500. I mean, look at this nice syntax for styling with the Tailwind extension installed, and remember to just configure it to also look at tempo files in your VS Code settings. Okay. So now if I save this, it's not going to change anything. Okay. Reason being, we're not updating the output CSS. We need to run the Tailwind command again, just like we had to run the tempo generate command. But now it's going to be, I'm going to do the Tailwind command, but with a watcher. Oh, we did it previously, right? So let's start that up. Rebuilding. Curious. It won't. Will it? Changes. Save. Okay, so let's look at output. Just want to search for green. Okay, so it is there. Text green 500. This should be green text. Let's look at the network tab. Okay, there's the text blue. Okay, so it still has that part. Okay. I see. Yes. Okay, can you guess what the issue is? So it obviously only reruns this whole thing if there is a change to the tempo files. Like if I just hit save, it doesn't do anything. If I not change it, okay, well, I think it did. There we go. There we go, boys. Okay, so the Tailwind watcher will regenerate a new output CSS. At the same time, but based on, because of this Tailwind config saying, hey, look at my tempo files, if there's a change, go regenerate. Cool. The tempo watcher will only restart my Go server and notify the browser if there's changes to tempo files. So even though my output CSS might update, the browser would not know to update. So, well, I mean, normally this is going to be the flow, right? There's nothing. Cool. And then you add something. Voila. I mean, this is it. This is the running setup. It might remember, or just think about this logically. It might happen that the temple runs before the Tailwind CSS has had a time to update the output CSS. I somehow doubt it because it takes longer to rerun a Go command than it takes potentially to just rewrite the output CSS. But I mean, if that happens, you just, I don't know, update something again. And then obviously the temple watcher will, yeah. And this is great. We have hot module reloading. We have styling via Tailwind. We've got this Go feel in developing components or front ends. Okay, so let's review the setup we have so far. Some base HTML that imports your CSS. And then in terms of running, just run the temple watcher and the Tailwind CSS watcher. Okay. Nice. So, okay. What do we want to do now? Oh yes, this is with the children setup. I want to see if it complains if I do not give it in children. Okay. No complaints. Okay. So it's like this optional thing. And what if there wasn't any children over here? Again, no complaints. It's obviously just not rendering those children. Cool. Again, this at base, it's not special. It's just that's the name of my base component. Okay. Okay, so we can stick with the children syntax, but you can also, let's just try out the component, like passing components as arguments syntax. So where is this now? I think it's this. There's components as parameters. So just a temple.component. So I do whatever, I guess children temple.component, and then instead of this I just do at children. So now it's obviously complaining here because it expects a temple.component. Oh, you know what this means is we're not doing this over here anymore, I think. Now, or can we? Let's see. Layout. Contents. Okay, there we go. So this is then Okay, so now that like adding the base HTML around my shop, I go back where I was just, okay, so now I'm just saying use the shop view. But actually what I want to do, there's my base view, base. Okay, so this is what I want to do. Sorry. A temple handler, base, demo, shop view. And I mean, now I can just do shop, right? There we go. Okay. There's two setups. There's the like children one, and there's the components as parameters one. Can't decide. The children one is a bit, I guess it's not that much magic, eh? I mean, my gut tells me the children one is probably the like, I don't know, industry standard, if there is any, of using Temple. I mean, I think this quick start also did children. If I can find it. No. Yeah, it's also probably, if you look at your Temple files, probably reads easier. It knows like, I know, like, is the shop page, like where's the rest? So it's I thought this is more explicit. And I guess it could be because you know, okay, the base is always going to, if you make a decision, the base is always going to be there. Like, this is the way you're going to do all your routes. Okay. I think for now, my decision is as we were, using the children's spread operator. I'll simplify this. There we go. I'm just looking at this. URL path. Okay, I see. It's a very efficient way of and making sure you can't just specify any file. Yeah. I actually prefer to embed CSS and static folders instead of this. Okay. Lazy me. I'm gonna ask Copilot to try and quickly refactor this. Also use code embed. So we're saying embed the CSS folder. Can move this up, and then it's not using our embed. Embedded folder. Nope. Okay. Yeah, I can only get you so far, eh? Thank goodness for that. Read file. Okay. Excuse me. So same thing. What are you doing here? Read file. Oh, not the full path, just the file path. So I can actually strip CSS from the request. Make it even simpler. File path is strings dot prim prefix a. Read the file, which gives me the bytes. So, yeah. Why is there no error here? Oh, anyways. Okay, and then we just send the CSS content to this is quite important, otherwise the browser will reject it. Okay. So it's even watching Go files, it seems. Okay, wait, what am I expecting? CSS. Oh, I just changed this around to use the embedded CSS files. Okay, so let's see if I reload this. Okay, no CSS returned or even requested. Output CSS. Why aren't you? Why is it not requesting the CSS? Oh, because I am not giving it the CSS, I think. Yes. So because we're obviously moving back to the children's spread operator pattern. Sorry, I was only halfway. Moving back to that, so this disappears. Go away. And now I need to do that base demo. Okay. We're getting output CSS requests, it's just failing. Headers, response headers. 404, okay. That's asking CSS output CSS. And I strip the CSS. Oh, you know what? It seems I don't need to strip it. I think the embed keeps the full path. So it's just r.url.path. No. Still giving not found errors. And I'll try hardcode this, just see what happens. Okay, so still not found. And if I add, there we go. Okay, so I just need to trim the first slash in the request thing. So string ref path. Beautiful. I mean, look at this super basic network tab to inspect. I don't know when you last try to inspect React or Vue or Svelte, or when debugging, like when you're developing this thing. Even when it's like in the final state, it's obviously these compiled JavaScript, which you can never read. And HTML is like, it's so hard to, I know there's like TypeScript maps and stuff, but it isn't pleasant, or it's not simple. This is, I can literally take someone who's not necessarily a developer or very little and just explain to them, hey, HTML, the browser takes this and then renders this over here. Cool. Then, as you can see, there's a link to some CSS. Cool. Because of that, the browser makes a request to that path, gets the CSS back, and this is what's driving this styling. Okay, nice. And there's some, so this is obviously purely for the temple reload. Like if we didn't have that watch in place, this would not be there. And this is because in our HTML, we also importing Htmx. So now it needs to download this minified JavaScript, which is like super small compared to normal JavaScript libraries. We're not using that yet, obviously. Interesting. Okay. I mean, this is, yeah, nice and simple. Okay, we're already serving some CSS files. Shall I make a well, I've got the static folder. Let's add some files to it. Bit of playing now. I'm gonna copy on my desktop. Got a profile picture of myself. I'm gonna copy this into static. Okay, there we go. Voila, pretty. And now let's serve that. So it's going to be copy paste of what we have. Oh, sorry, my screencast mode. You can see what I'm typing. I think when I reloaded the window, that obviously disappeared. So this will be the static files. I know CSS is also static, but I'm splitting them up, CSS and other static files. Okay, so this is in static. And then we're going to serve that static. So static. Set content. See, for some things, AI is super useful, but just don't become dependent on it that you can't figure this out yourself. Okay. I'm looking at this and thinking, like for me, the goal is having as little as possible files and folders here on the left. So I think I'll go back on my decision of a separate CSS folder, because I'm not going to have so many static files. I mean, what we're figuring out here is obviously how Temple works, getting familiar with it, but also it's kind of a planning of, okay, when we go into a proper project, this is going to be the project structure. So moving that to static, CSS now disappears. Also means in my view temple, this just becomes static. And now for my, I need an icon, right? Add icon. And just for now, I'm going to do my profile picture. What is it complaining about? Okay, now we're not using the CSS. It's going to disappear. And now this also. Okay, there we go. Did I use my profile picture? Doesn't seem like it. Probably too big or something. Oh no, I couldn't find it. pp.png. Static pp.png. Should have found it. Let's clear this. Reload. Okay. It's not even looking for it though. Maybe it should be. Maybe it can't be PNG. Oh no, there we go. Okay, Command Shift R reload. Obviously that only works while you have the inspect tab open. Cool, there's my pretty little face. What a simple setup. So Temple now, like I said earlier, it's two files on in the same directory. So I've got no subfolders at this point, except for static, sorry. But it just hides away this because we never need to look at this. I thought I might not like it, but you know what? It makes sense. Cool. Got a shop. This is the shop. Let's make about probably want to, sorry. About we sell coffee. Now back in my server.go, I just add the about section. Oops. And shop. Oh, sorry, man. There we go. We sell coffee. This is the shop. We sell coffee. Nice. All very ugly. So for you purist is not the right word for someone who's enthusiastic about JavaScript frameworks. For you, I don't know, JavaScript framework cults out there, and I'm currently still very much part of the cult for my normal work. This is a new experiment, but let's open up our minds to something potentially very simple, back to basics, and still have like really good looking reactive sites. I mean, that's the goal. I don't want to give up interactivity, reactivity, beautiful styling. Then obviously I'll rather stick with the slightly convoluted JavaScript framework, but based on what I've read, I won't need to give that up. Okay. Is this not like the simplest thing you've ever seen? I doubt I'll ever just boot JavaScript, but okay, fine. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. Now, I mean, we're barely doing anything really. Let's be real about that. Okay, so let's pretend we have some endpoint that gives us a list of products. So func, okay, type. Okay, maybe this all, because normally this is gonna, well, at least for me in my project, I've already got my backend microservices set up. So it's just a case of importing them and using them. So to kind of simulate a similar feel, I'm gonna have an internal whatever, API. Let's just call it API for now. I'm not going to split it up any further. Go. Oops. API. So we'll have a product definition over here. This product will have an ID. Title. I don't know. Picture URLs. Price. Cool. Then we're going to have func list products. And this is going to return a list of products, and we're just going to have a few. You know what was actually quite cool? You can, is this? No, this is not relevant. Okay. Okay, we'll just do this for now. Return product. Okay, now we can just do ID, whatever, B1, title, picture. Let's just find a coffee picture. Yeah, that's fine. And then price. Okay. One more ID 2. Oh no, laptop's not plugged in. 1 second. Okay. Cool. Title, medium roast. Picture. Let's just use a different picture for the sake of it. Yeah. And sometimes waste time with the stupidest of little things. One of my many flaws. Okay. Okay. So we've got some simulated API here that returns a list of coffee products. So now, in the shop, what we want, and this is now where the cool stuff starts. Okay. Let's get rid of that styling for now. Okay. We are going to just for now list each of our products. So that's the thing with Temple. If for and switch is recognized as keywords, so you don't need to put them into some special brackets, which is quite cool. So for, let's just quickly go to the docs. I'm not going to pretend like I know how to do this without guidance. Okay, so I mean, that is normal Go, right? That's pretty cool. For product range, now I'm interested in, okay, I think, let's just pass the products in for now. Or star, very cool. Does it actually, I mean, it feels like I'm writing Go. This is awesome. I want to see if I can do range API.products. List products. Could that be it? That's insanely cool. Okay, so each product. Let's just put in the details just for now. ID, title, price, subs. Okay, this is a number, that's why it's complaining. I think. Well, it's probably just A2I dot. Oh, okay, now it's working. Doesn't make sense necessarily, but anyways, let's see. It's just loading. Oh, wait, add string value. Okay. I'm just going to remove this for now. We don't care about that. Look at that. So that's a Go function in an internal Go package. That is cool. So you can go two routes. You can call it directly in here, or you can obviously pass it in. I want to see if obviously my APIs can return errors. I would want to handle that somehow. No. So now this is obviously going to be broken. I saw that you can have local variables, so products, error. There was definitely something. We'll go. Okay, double brackets, it seems, for that. Not used. It actually picks that up. So I probably want to do an if else, right? So if error, if error not equal to null, else this is cool. Everything contained, everything regarding cool, getting the products from the API, handling the error, everything well contained in one place. I can't even begin to describe how awesome this is. If you haven't if you haven't written any React or Svelte or Vue, it's difficult to comprehend how valuable this is. And also, if you're not a Go enthusiast, it's also difficult to explain why this is so simple. But believe me, it is. Okay, so let's simulate an error. Okay, I just need to go more tiny. Exit, yeah, okay. Save again. Nice. There we go. Wonder why text isn't red. My Tailwind is running. Let's look at the output CSS. Is this even looking in the right place? No, it's not. That's why. Ha ha ha. Okay. Obviously after the move. Okay, here we go. Here we go. And there's the text red. Here we go. Okay, obviously now this is running, so I just need to do a quick save. There we go. I need to actually change something, otherwise it doesn't, so. Okay, there we go. Oh, this is awesome. This is so cool. It doesn't look pretty now, obviously, because I haven't done anything to it. But I mean, I can, whatever. I mean, look at this autocomplete as well. Yo, okay, so let's do class text. Or actually, font large, I think. Is there a font? Large. How do you do big fonts again? TailwindCSS font size. And just text X, small text large. Cool. So this will be text large and font bold. Okay. Something's not being picked up. Well, I'm being stupid. Text red. Okay, no, I'm being stupid for some reason. Does it maybe not reload the CSS? Oh, okay. For new CSS, I might need to save Go file so it restarts the server. Okay. Interesting. So the temple file changes. I mean, we need to restart the server for that as well, wouldn't it? Font extra bold. If I save this, it's not. My temple watcher is maybe looking at the wrong place. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't care about class changes. if I add just an empty paragraph tag here. Oh, it's like real hot module reloading without even restarting the server. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Okay, so I need to save a Go file for it to restart the Go server. What if I wanted to do that the whole time? So I am aware of a tool called Air, which it seems most people who developed in this pattern with Go and Temple, that's what they use. But I was hoping to get away with just Temple and the Tailwind CLI. I'm going to try a little bit more to see, because what I want is when I save a Temple file, I must restart the Go server. Right? Not just, I don't know, somehow insert, because it inserted that high. If I take that away again, it doesn't restart the Go server. So surely there's a see, even the Temple docs refer to Air, but I really want to. Temple generate. All I need is a always restart flag or something. I want to try without the proxy. Let's see. Oh, well, now I need to go to the original port, 3000. Okay. So now if I save something, like I add a B, I, okay, so I won't see it here until I reload it, yeah. Okay, but it doesn't restart the thing. That's a bit annoying. it seems the inevitable has come. Fine. Because to get that very similar experience when you're in the flow of just save, look at it, save, look at it. If I change a class, which I'm going to do quite often, I don't want to go, okay, save my Go file as well. It's just, it would be really nice if the Templ command allowed you to specify a flag that says, okay, just rerun the server always. Maybe watch options in the form. It regenerates code, but it doesn't. Doesn't restart the server. It's a rerun command. Idiot. You need to run the whole thing, not just the main.go. Okay. Why? Oh, why? So going back, I mean, okay, so this is the closest we get with this one, with the watch and the proxy. Okay. Cool. Now the problem is, so let's go to shop. Cool. If I remove this, works. If I change the class, it doesn't, and the reason is Tailwind. So the class is probably in the class will definitely be in the component. Let me just show you. Sorry. You can see. Problem is the output CSS doesn't have that class. Only so this now run. Cool. Adds it to output CSS. Even if I make more changes here, it's not going to Right. This seems to work now. Maybe it's because the browser has it cached in its output CSS. Let's do this empty cache. Actually, let's remove font bold. Then empty cache and hard reload. So now font bold. Okay, it seems to work now. I can't pinpoint what it could have been then. Let's try something else like background yellow 200, which I know for a fact we've not used yet. Okay, so now that's not there. Still not there. Even though the output CSS has it in. Where would that be? Hello, here we go. So it's not sending the new output CSS. It's almost like it's not watching CSS files. Okay, let's add something new. Hi. The hi is there, but again, no CSS. And if we look at the output CSS, I'm pretty sure we won't find the yellow. I do a hard reload. Again, nothing. If I do empty cache and hard reload, again, nothing. Which tells me, and I know for a fact if I now save this Go file, it's going to work. Because then it actually restarts the server, and there we go. So, but I don't want to do that. So what I'm thinking, the only two routes I'm seeing is starting to use Air, which is another tool in the workflow, which I want to avoid if I can. But it's not the end of the world. The other option is, I think you can tell Tailwind just ship all the classes, which we definitely don't want to do in production. But for development, it could be an option. Because remember with Air, it's going to be, okay, run the Temple thing, run the Tailwind thing, and then run the Air thing. So it's just that one step too many, I think. So Tailwind config, or actually, if they're not in the CLI, that would be great. If the CLI allows me to say, hey, just ship everything. Okay, so I can point to a config. So maybe I have a dev config and a normal config. dev.tailwindconfig. It needs to start with Tailwind to have that nice Tailwind dev config. .dev config. Tailwind.config dev.js now. Okay, that's fine. And then in the dev config, Tailwind config include all classes. Save list to handle this. Save list button. Okay, this is what we want then. So that's right. I want to tell it to use config tailwind.dev config.js. Okay, now it's taking longer because I'm including every single possible class. It's really taking long. It's taking this long to generate. I wonder how long it's going to take to serve it. Yo. This might be the solution. This is taking forever. My machines. Yo, I don't think I've ever heard my Max fan. That's insane. Okay. So instead of serving our output CSS, because remember we can still use if statements in here, we could okay, is local equals os dot get env, okay, underscore service equals empty. When running on Cloud Run, this is an indicator of is this string on Cloud Run or locally, and I can then use this to decide, am I giving you is local, in which case, otherwise, use the one from CN. Okay. This could work. Then I don't even need the Tailwind config command. It's just like this. Oh, that's quite cool. And then just in my build step, I obviously need to. Let's see. And that seems to work. Let's try a completely bizarre other color, pink. 400. Oh, that is amazing. And that actually means I only need to run one tool. Yo. Like this is the command, and then there we go. That's insane. Okay, I'm happy we spent some time figuring this out. Nice. So, yeah, font bold, move high, then on the title. Oh, also, okay, that's large text. Let's make it extra large. Doesn't seem to change the 2XL. Okay, now it is changing. Very small increments. Okay, there we go. And let's put the price like next to it. Just want to get a quick feel for this. So flex, gap of 2. I'll put this in here. With the price now, the price I'm going to put, let's just put it in a button. Try out for now. So this will be price, and we're going to add a click alert high. Cool. Price should be rounded percentage. I think it's .2. How do you do 122 decimals dot percentage .2f. Okay, thought that's what I did. Nice. Also, let's now I want to make this button look like a chip. So rounded full background, whatever, let's stick with the pink theme, 300. Also, if you hover on it, it must be BG pink 500. Easy peasy. Padding 4. Nice. And let's just align item center. Too much padding. Let's do px4 py1. Nice. And also let's add rand. 100 rand, 110 rand.
Hello?
This is so cool.
Yeah, like someone like 5 o'clock. Well, you just bring some yellow buttons and then a stick of Go Templ. And just, cross-balancing for
Yeah, I'm quite happy. I think we've. Okay, so the next thing. Just 1 second. Okay, so now I want to bring in some. Now this is just like, we're just rendering content, dynamic content, which is cool, and which is probably 90% of what you normally do. It's rare cases of reactivity, really. So I think what I want to go for is when you click a button, I wanted to increase some counter. I'm just going to put a counter right next to it. We're not going to make this complex now. Input type number. Look at this, I'm getting full typed experience of HTML. That's so cool. And then value. Okay, this is going to be the dynamic value now. That's fine. So when I click this, I wanted to increase that value. Okay, my options are HTMX, obviously. I did have a think about this, and I think I'm not necessarily on the no JavaScript train. Definitely want to minimize it, but I don't think it's wise to, with small state changes that don't require database change or anything. It's just about re-rendering what the user is seeing. The most efficient route there is to let their browser handle it. There's no discussion about this. Unless they've got a very slow device, but let's be honest, 99% of the cases, that's not the case. So there is something about how SPA apps, like what they introduced. Okay, let's handle more of the logic in the browser and make it simpler, not like complex JavaScript to like find an element, tweak its inner HTML. Cool. So I'm on board with that train of thought. And as I mentioned in the description of this stream, I have a suspicion Alpine.js is going to be the solution here. So let's add it. Guess I don't need the Htmx for now. Cool. There's some Alpine. Now, let's give this a go. So I can declare data like this. So for each of my products, quantity 0, and then I want to show that quantity over here. So how do I use it? Okay, let's look at the docs. Bind. Input. Bind. Ooh. This feels a bit like svelte now. What? Am I getting? No ways. I'm getting a type hinting for Alpine. That's pretty cool. So bind the value to quantity. So now if I go here, we've got a 0. And now if I, with the one click, I want to change the value on button X on. Okay, that's the thing, X on. Okay, so X on, click, perfect, quantity plus plus. Oh, how simple is this? That's insane. That really is insane. Look at the, yeah, no network requests, just local state. No complex compilation step. I mean, yes, I'm not getting any linting for my JavaScript, but this is so small. I'll very happily sacrifice this little bit of linting for the simplified setup. Okay, now I probably want to access that quantity. I want to access that quantity. I want to send it to the browser when the user clicks like the checkout button. So let's add a checkout button here at the bottom. Button, checkout, class, background, green, rounded full padding 2. Oh, sorry, background green 500. Okay. Maybe just a max width as well. Max width 200 px. Okay. So now if the user clicks checkout, sorry, Very ugly looking button. Let's maybe give it a shadow medium if you hover on it. Nice. Slightly larger. There we go. Oh, that's too large. Cool. So now, 1 second, sorry. Okay, I'll listen to that now. If I click this, I want to send a post request to the browser with the quantity of each product. That's the goal. So, interesting, I'm actually getting nothing. X on click. Let's for now just alert. Oh, but this is going to be the local quantity just for the specific product. This data now. That's not going to. Okay, we're going to sort out the global thing now. I'm going to step into the world of the product. And I just want to, can I not format what's using, what is this being formatted with? Okay, so Temple, that's fine. I just wanted to wrap. Temple dot okay. Thing is, I need formatting for like the Go stuff as well. Let's try format with HTML. Okay, so wait, what did this do actually? Yeah, I don't like this at all. Okay, we'll stick with Temple. Maybe I can somehow convince it to. Wait. Format with Temple. Oh, I did. Nice. Okay. No stress. It seems like if you start with it next to the button, it's going to keep it all there. Or not. No, it's. Just want to see the logic behind its formatting. Okay, so now it keeps it all in the line. So what's going to trigger it? Not that. Maybe if I do this. Yes. This is super nice. Okay. So tell me, what is the quantity? Perfect. Okay, this solves like a little local piece of state. Now I need for each product, I basically want a map. Okay, for this product, this many. For this product, this many. Okay, so I think I will now need although I know there's the Alpine stores, which I'll try, but I first want to try quantities and make that like an object. Okay, I put this here. Okay, then this must do quantities dot or quantities let's just try something. Quantities dot a dot quantities dot a equal or plus plus or equals 1. Fine. And I want this value to be quantities dot a, and this thing to the quantities. Let's see. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, exactly what I need. Now I just need to change this up a little bit. I'm going to move my stuff into separate lines. So make it a 1 if it doesn't exist, otherwise plus plus. I wonder if this will even work. No, that's fine. Cool. Why not? What did you say?
What's you needed? What did you need?
Oh, I know. My wife made
yeah.
homemade cross buns. Homemade cross buns. Homemade hot cross buns.
Primeagen normal crossbands niet aan te houden.
Very nice. Cool. Can't decide what's nicer. Go Templ or hot cross buns. Just joking. Hot cross buns. So I just need to go, if this exists, then quantities dot a plus, otherwise quantities dot a equals 1. Da-da-da-da. How simple is this? Yo. Yeah, I'm obviously not using quantities.a, but actually what I want to do, It's quantity start. How can I? Oh, I see. Okay. I need to do this now. Oops. And then put most of it just in quotes. Probably fmt.s printf. Was that double? That might be double. No. Anyways, there we go. Now it's quantity start percentages. Percentages. I just want to type this out once, I guess. Yeah, why not? And I think you can do like local variable. Yeah, I know you can do local variables, so I can go whatever prop one is dot plus product ID. And I can use that as the argument. Obviously 3 times. What's this? No. Okay, this must now render prop. Okay. Let's JSON stringify that output so we can just see it. I can move this into one check out. So as long as it's, well, it needs to be part of this top div. Sorry, I need to move it just one step up. Alert. JSON.stringify quantities. And obviously now I can do a post request for this. Let's ask Copilot to quickly do this for us. I've made a request over there. All is new. There's my payload. Super basic. Again, I'm aware there's no type hinting over here. But it's okay. It's okay for now. Like I say, small pockets of little JavaScript that I might need, but other than that, There's probably also a world of using HTML forms rather than this, but I'll be honest, I haven't spent any time with HTML forms. Yeah, the SPA world kind of ruined some fundamentals for me. So I'm just going to stick with what makes sense, which in my case is just some Alpine reactive state and then post request. So well, I mean, let's handle that. Why not? HTTP handle func this shop, right? Okay. Okay, that's fine. Orders new. JSON. I wonder if the logs are going to come through there. Oh yes, it would, because that did. Yeah. So dum 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 dum. Oh. Yeah, well, it went through. It was received. fmt.fprintf. Oh no. Oh, okay. Order it gives the response back. I see. I just want to log this out over here. Alog is just quite a nice logging package we use at the company I work for. Alice. Let's go. Oh, go more tidy. Let's go. Okay, quick reload and dum. Boom. There we go. Yo, this is simple. This is so simple. So to summarize, you don't even need to install the Tailwind CLI anymore, unless like just for the build step when you actually release this thing. But for for development, you literally go install Temple, you make a new Go project, you go get Temple, you create a Temple file which feels like you're writing Go, and then you just use those components in your routing like this. Okay, cool. Then for some styling, you set up a static folder with CSS. In my case, I'm using Tailwind. In your case, I would hope you do the same. So you just serve that static folder, and you obviously reference the CSS in your base HTML, like I do here. And then, so in production, we'll be using that output CSS. However, during development, we're just using the CDN script, which automatically figures out which classes to use on the browser. And the reason is then we don't need to go the route of running the Tailwind watcher and running air, because changes to Tailwind classes we'd need to save a .go file for that to hot module reload. But with this, it means we only need to run temple generate watch proxy to your host, and then the go run command. That is it, nothing else. Cool. So, and then like building dynamic looking pages, you're writing Go. I mean, this is a Go for loop. There's a Go variable declaration. Okay, I get the products. If there was an error, I show you an error. Otherwise, I loop through the products. For each of them, I show the ID. Again, this is just a variable declaration over here. Let's move that up. Actually, let's move that here. I think that's going to read cleaner. So all the variable declarations as close as possible to the top. Then we've got our ID. And then a button, which has the price on it, and if you click on it, it increments the quantity. And this is a reactive quantity, like we can see over here. And we get that reactivity by using Alpine.js. I wonder what this defer is for. Oh, nice. So it only will prevent the DOM content loaded event from firing until the script is loaded and finished evaluating. That is exactly what we need. That's very cool. I didn't know this. That's very cool. Okay, then we declare that reactive property. Over here, we've got an X data. So in the context of this page, this is the data, reactive data. You can use Alpine stores if you have data that's like across components. I'll probably initialize those stores then in my base. Makes sense. And I'll probably need that for like user auth type things potentially. Cool. So then if you, in my case, got the data, if you click the button, we basically want to increase the quantity, which by default is 0. And we do this by, okay, does that quantity exist yet for this product? If so, we just increase it. Otherwise, we set it to 1. We display the, okay, that's just the price, that's normal. we display that reactive quantity over here. And then finally, if you click the checkout button, we do a post request with those quantities. As simple as that. I mean, the fact that I'm willing to and I'm a big fan of full typed experience. I use protocol buffers, love Go. When I used front-end frameworks, everything was super well typed. And the fact that I'm willing to give a little bit of that up with this, like this is not just normal JavaScript, but for the simple setup, yeah, it really tells you something about how valuable that simplicity is. You've got a lot going on. Not thinking about TS configs and svelte configs and ESLint files and when does the svelte loader kick off or not, and like what React files are now on the server or on the client, and when do I want to server-side render or not, and how do I prevent the global state, like what state is global for all users and what state is global per user, and yeah, this is clean. And also it means I only need Go. I need nothing else. I don't need TypeScript installed on my machine. No npm packages. I'm just writing Go. Awesome. I mean, yeah, we've proven what we wanted to prove. Doesn't seem like, at least for now, interesting. Somehow I had it there and then it popped over to the next line. But okay, for now we're not going to need HTMX, just some Alpine, and then I'll do a proper deep dive into HTMX at a different point in time. But for now, for what I need, Go Templ with Alpine will get me where I need to go. Cool. I'm going to push this to GitHub, to my personal GitHub, just as a reference. And then I'm gonna stop the stream, and then I'm gonna actually use this in a project I'm busy with, which I need to finish this weekend. I was using Svelte, became a bit frustrated with simple things, and that's why I'm here. So, okay, I'm gonna stop the stream now while I push to GitHub. Very, very excited about this.